Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to teach you how to properly take flat frames. Now flat frames are an essential to astrophotography, despite you being an artistic astrophotographer or you being a more detailed astrophotographer. You're always going to want to take flat frames. Now if you don't want to know what flat frames are, these are calibration frames that can correct for the vignetting in your camera's lens, or maybe even some dust spots or some plane trailing or anything in your images that just seem kind of off, not supposed to be there, or you just want to subtract it from the original image. Now to start, here's how you take your flat frames. Now of course, you're going to want to go over to your camera and you're going to want to turn on, which I got to turn on. And we are going to go 1.6, whatever your f-stop is, and around ISO, whatever it is. And what you're going to do is you're going to just aim it up at any source of light. Now you can obviously do this outside, and you're going to put a shirt over it, all right? A white t-shirt. And it's going to take a picture if I just let it do it. If you could see that, it kind of looks all right. But the only problem with this method is if you take a closer look at the t-shirt I have here, is that it's got little tiny crisscrosses in it. The only problem with this type of t-shirt is it's not a t-shirt, it's just a white shirt. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, this might be all right. Well, let me show you a calibration frame that I added to the final image, and this is what the final image turned out. You can see there were a lot of crisscross patterns because I didn't use a t-shirt. Now, how do we fix this? Well, we take an average t-shirt. We take something like this, and we put it over our camera, just as so. Now you can obviously diffuse it as much as you want. Diffusion is a term in photography that, as photographers don't use a lot, but it's a term in photography that you're going to use a lot. So you're going to diffuse as much as you want, meaning you can put as many layers of the t-shirt you can put over it, just to kind of diffuse that light as much as you want. And you're going to take a photo again, and we're going to see how that turns out. And we're just going to press the button. And you can see it looks a lot flatter now. Obviously, there's no card in the camera because I have it over my PC there, but it does what it needs to do. So I'm just going to tell you guys that you do not want to take your calibration frames with this type of cloth here. You do not want this type of cloth taking your flat frames, because what's going to end up happening is it's going to look like that image I just previously showed. And here's what a properly flat frame calibrated final image looks like once it's come out of something like Deep Sky Stacker or something similar. Now, of course, I do apologize for the microphone quality. I'm recording this on my GoPro, but at least you guys know how to properly do calibration frames now. Remember to always do it with an actual white t-shirt. Never do it with something that's just white, because if you do it with something that's going to be white, the material isn't going to be exactly, I should say, diffused, and that stuff is just going to leak through, and it's not going to make your image look great, and therefore you won't have a flat, as I like to call it, a flat image in total. So that's how you take calibration frames, and thank you for watching. And I'm sorry for the no custom thumbnails, because obviously YouTube has banned me from doing that for some very bizarre reason, but that's how you take calibration frames. So I'm going to see you guys next time. Astrophotography signing off, and goodbye.